Yeah, happy Saturday. I'm super happy to present for your amazing community. And let's start. Let's talk about ChatGPT and all other relevant APIs we have as a generative AI family today, these days. And let's, of course, learn how to teach all these awesome things at scale. I mean, not just as toys, not just as experiments, but in real projects with real workloads, let's say at real scale. Before we start, I have, let's say, hard stop in around 40 minutes, so I'll do my best to complete slides in 30, maybe 35 minutes to make sure that we have at least a couple of minutes for Q&A. But if not, yeah, sometimes I'm too excited and focus on some cool things and like timing is going out of my head. I assume that this chat will be available for at least few days. So let's keep this as our connection point. I mean, if I didn't answer any question or you got new one, just post it here, tag me there, so I see reference and I'll do my best to answer. And as you have already seen, I already sent some links in advance, so you have all key resources in place. Uh, just a few seconds about myself. My name is Maxim Salnikov, and I work in Microsoft in Norway. I have long and complex internal job title, but it's very simple to explain. I just make sure that developers are happy while using our cloud and AI offerings. So this is, at least for me, this is a really dream job. And I'm building some web projects, web pages, web something from late 90s of the last century. Yeah, I'm that old. And I'm big fan of the developer communities, like the one where I am presenting right now. I run a few meetups and ran a couple of conferences here in Norway where I live. And of course, my favorite sessions are web development, web front-end development to be more precise, cloud, and yeah, since last November, it's OpenAI and generative AI in general. Yeah, so how did we end up in all these new times with uh, amazing possibilities that are available for us in terms of generating text, generating image, summarizing, and many things. We'll scroll through them a bit later. Artificial intelligence itself is not a new idea at all. So as you see on this slide, it's from 50s of last century in this or that form. Real breakthrough happened, or one of breakthroughs happened when machine learning was invented as, let's say, engine for artificial intelligence. So it's not only algorithm based now, but it's where actually computers learn themselves how to do these interesting things. Next milestone was invention of deep learning as a part of machine learning. This is where, let's say, um, quality of everything was drastically improved. And yeah, deep learning is when you have multiple layers between input and output, so you definitely can get better results, but idea is still the same. It's like from machine learning family. And very recently, if we look at this timeline, of course, generative AI has come. And so it's coined as a term since 2021, but I'd say it's not on this slide, but we all know that it went really to broad audience. It went publicly last November when chat.openai.com was exposed for everyone. This is where real interest from really broad audience happened. And of course, we in Microsoft are at the forefront of all this motion, of this, all these inventions and breakthroughs. And Microsoft itself is a very serious player in artificial intelligence area, and as you see on this slide, we made quite a few AI breakthroughs focused on achieving human parity. That means that, for example, since 2017, computers are better than us humans in recognizing speech. Since 2021, computers are better in captioning image, better than us humans. And of course, we heavily invest into artificial intelligence, and yeah, if you are using some parts of Azure, I'm pretty sure that you know that we have not one service, not family of AI services, but multiple layers or levels of AI offerings focused for pretty much everyone on the planet. I mean, starting from data scientists, and these folks love our Azure Machine Learning Studio very much, up to, let's say, just business users who use the power of AI in our office applications. But of course, today let's focus on this particular part of all this stack called Azure OpenAI Service. Before we begin, let me provide full clarity on what is what, who is who, and who are the main players in this area, and how OpenAI and Microsoft interconnected after all, because they often go like as duo, but at the same time, these are two separate companies. OpenAI was founded in 2015 as a non-profit organization with um, simple to formulate but extremely challenging to achieve goal. And in my own words, the goal is to democratize use of generative AI or large language models, to be more precise, like for everyone, right? So not only for companies with huge data centers, with huge and powerful servers that can train models. No, the idea was to build these models, these artifacts, and expose them for everyone via simple to use APIs. Microsoft was one of the early investors into whole this idea, so we they believed in the whole idea and invested quite a few dollars in form of computational resources, I believe mainly. And of course, yeah, to achieve this goal, why is it extremely challenging to achieve? Because you need not only very smart people in your team, I mean, world's best data scientists to come up with these models, but you need tremendous computational power, because it's a very ambitious goal to gather pretty much all publicly available information on internet, textual and image, and train models on that corpus of data. And yeah, you need not just one data center, and let's say out of the box hardware offerings will not work. I mean, our smartest engineers from Microsoft did amazing job on chaining I don't know how many thousands, if not tens of thousands, NVIDIA chips into super performant flow. And after all, after like few years of uh, creating these artifacts, the goal was achieved, and now we have not one model but family of the models that are again available for everyone via APIs. If we double click on what models are doing and why are they different, why it's not one single. Well, GPT, let's say GPT-X family, now it's GPT-4, the latest one. Maybe, I don't know, tomorrow or in 1 week they release GPT-5. I have no idea about the timeline, but it's all around work with the text. And not only generation, by the way, and we'll see this on possibilities slide. Then ChatGPT model, or in technical terms, we call these models currently GPT 3.5 Turbo. It's specialized GPT-X model specifically created to hold human-like interactions. And with some prompt engineering, you can make this model to follow context from your previous message, and then you can not say start new life of this API endpoint every single time, but you kind of have its memory, but it's not memory of the model. It's how you build interaction using some prompt engineering. But after all, you can send some follow-ups, questions like could you elaborate, or vice versa, could you be more concise, without repeating the question itself. So it will understand it from your previous conversation. Codex model is specifically fine-tuned for generating programming language code and also explaining what's going on in this code piece. And Dall-E, I hope that you all tried, folks, either Dall-E or Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or some other image generation models. It's like text to image, and the results are really amazing after some experimentation from your side. Again, where is Microsoft? Microsoft is the main partner of OpenAI, and thanks to this early investment and thanks to this contract, Microsoft has now exclusive permission for using these models in commercial applications. And of course, we don't want to miss this opportunity. So this is why we created Azure OpenAI service. And if we remember the slide with a bunch of logotypes of AI services we have, it's on the layer or family of what we call Azure Cognitive Services. And all these models are available. Some of them are in preview though. But so basically, in the big picture, you can now use these APIs in two ways. Either go directly to openai.com and create account there and pay some money and use APIs from OpenAI directly, or via Azure OpenAI service. And what's the best choice for you? Of course, you decide yourself, but I can recommend you. If it's completely fine to use OpenAI directly for experimentation, for building proof of concepts, for building demos. But when we start talking about real applications with real workloads, like thousands, millions of the users, well, you know where to go, right? Azure can handle that scale. And if you already have some workloads in Azure, Azure OpenAI service will be just a very natural addition to your Azure stack. So you feel like at home. As I mentioned, scale is as much as you need. Let's say it can grow with with growth of your user base, and models are available. Maybe not immediately right after OpenAI introduced something, but in short time, everything what OpenAI introduced is available or will be available on Azure too. My personal opinion, but I think that we have way better, way more developer-friendly tools to both customize models, fine-tune them, and work with prompts. And it's not on this slide, but I can say that one of the latest products in this stack is a service called Prompt Flow, where you can store your prompts, chain your prompts, and build very visual diagrams of your prompts. I'm not sure is it a public preview or private preview. Just try to find it. And if you big fan of prompt engineering like myself, you will love this service. Yeah, back to benefits of Azure in general. It's all secure, data is encrypted, we have super flexible role-based access. Yeah, again, it's Azure community, so I assume that you know how that works in Azure. And last but not least, you are folks protected by a responsible AI framework while you use these APIs. I'm pretty sure that you all have seen articles, Twitter threads, and everything about people try to kind of hack these APIs by converting them to evil mode or making them answer some, I don't know, harmful things. Of course, you know, like in every area related to hackers, hacking, it's always chase or race, right? Hackers invent something, and the protection is coming for this new and new and new. Yeah, of course, it's here also. I cannot say you are 100% protected, right? Yeah, nobody on the planet can give you 100, but we are very, very close to this. And we have, first of all, set of rules. First of all, we clearly understand what is responsible AI, and of course, it goes way beyond just OpenAI services. It's applicable to all our AI products. Then we have respective teams, tools, services, so you are fully protected as much as like Microsoft can do. And of course, it's important for your let's say personal well-being, right? But of course, if we talk about some public-facing product that you build, this seriosity of this issue is completely on different level, right? So you want to be protected by some, let's say, professional player in that area. Microsoft is here to cover you. Then let's go to a few words about what's possible, because I'm pretty sure that it's super easy to get lost in the world of opportunities, and most likely you hear about some new applications based on OpenAI APIs every single day. At least this is what's on my Twitter thread, and I'm like, okay, wow, I didn't even think that this is possible, and tomorrow even more exciting stuff. But to help you to navigate in this universe, maybe like let's say if you have your current project or some idea about new ones, let me try to help you to understand where you can infuse OpenAI APIs into the flow you have or plan to have. First of all, after all, it's called generative AI, so it's all about content generation. And of course, there are tons of funny things like write a song, write a poem, write whatever. But yeah, if we talk about business opportunities, one of the lowest hanging fruit is to generate some responses to your customers based on either previous conversation or based on your documentation or on product description. So this is something that our customers often do while use OpenAI APIs. Then summarization. OpenAI is perfect in ingesting huge, raw, unstructured, unprepared text. It could be even some kind of dialogue between multiple persons, and you can ask, summarize this for me, and yeah, you'll get summary. And furthermore, you can even ask about shorter summary or longer summary. Yeah, it's very flexible, and again, to a power of prompt engineering, we all use our human language to communicate with the world most advanced artificial intelligence available so far. And this is like this always excites me, right? It's not programming language, it's our own human language, English, or not only English, right? It can understand multiple languages, like on the fly. Don't even to say anything explicitly. But yeah, back to this slide, you see that I decided to highlight one of the points. So for example, you can ask to summarize your social media thread. Just feed your Twitter thread or LinkedIn, and you can get, I don't know, daily summary, weekly summary, just out of the mind ideas for your next startup. Code generation. I believe there are quite a few developers on the call, right? If not everyone. Yeah, most likely, folks, you already use power of OpenAI, specifically Codex model. If you use GitHub Copilot, then maybe you know that behind this commercial product from GitHub, there is this large language model called Codex that is basically from GPT family, but specifically trained on enormous amount of sources of projects, I mean code sources, and thanks to this, it can be very smart in giving you suggestions about your code. I mean, I use this daily. I have a bunch of side hobby projects, and yeah, it makes me so much more productive when I accept like suggestions from GitHub Copilot, and it makes me not worse but better programmer, because I'm like, okay, that was really interesting solution to go with this algorithm. I mean, of course, I'm not always like blindly accept all suggestions. I try to somehow validate and learn from it. And last but not least, with Azure OpenAI and OpenAI in general, you can build really smart, really advanced searches for your website, web solution, not only web, but pretty much area where you can technically use these APIs. If we look at, let's say, day-to-day life of some regular company, maybe like medium to large size, every company of that scale have, or like almost every, have some departments, right? Finance, IT, HR, and marketing. And yeah, basically you can help your colleagues in all of these and many more departments by, for example, building some internal tools that use open API APIs. Your folks from finance department will be happy to get some natural language responses for financial queries, instead of this formal mix of words and numbers. They will get some human-like response about what's going on there in finance. IT people or like developers, or database developers to be more precise, will be happy to get some support in converting natural language, human language, to, for example, SQL queries, not only SQL queries. Your HR department will be happy to get some help with screening resumes. Maybe, I mean, of course, it's a bit early to allow AI to go for complete flow on hiring new colleagues for you, but it definitely can automate many steps to reduce, I don't know, some routine works. And marketing, just endless opportunities for your marketeers to generate ads, generate images for ads, generate new product names, everything. Of course, yeah, I've seen dozens, if not hundreds, newly founded startups that use OpenAI to build some marketing automation tools. So if you have some idea about which area startup to found, I think this is the lowest hanging fruit: marketing automation using OpenAI.